Ni lagu
Dah lain sikit dah. Salah lagu lah.
Okay, start balik.
Start balik
Baik.
Mesti lagu tadi.
Yes. Okay, kembali kita dalam episod kedua. Okay, bersama Syarif dan juga Malaque. Yes.
Wow, it's so weird to listen my voice like years ago, man.
This voice is before.
Yes.
Years before.
Yeah.
Ni kira kan suara-suara dara lah. Kahwin dia.
Suara baru ni lah.
Belum lelaki lagi.
Baru.
Budak-budak nak up lah. Budak-budak nak up.
Yes. Okay guys, once again thank you again to be here. Okay,
Thank you so much.
We are back in episode 2. Continuing from the first episode that we actually asked you guys lah. Okay, kita tahu Malaque dia pergi sekolah dekat Chicago doing pastry, and then Syarif was here. I was in Singapore still was in the music. Then you guys got married in 2014. So what's the transition, when you guys actually decided, you know what? Maybe we should enter into a business together. Or maybe when she was in school already, she had the aspiration to open up business. Did she share with you all? Did she share with you?
Yeah. So honestly, she was working in this studio, kitchen studio, pastry school,
Cooking school.
And then I will always fetch her from work and then hantar dia balik kan. So there's this fine day, she brought this churros lah. Because dia baru buat churros. Then I tried this snack. Sedap lah apa benda ni, So after that she said it's churros, and then I didn't know what's churros back then, and we started dwelling into the idea, but then we let it rest that point in time, because dah ada macam 2-3 churro joint yang baru-baru dekat Singapore, franchise from Korea and everything like that. So we let the ideas rest. Before that we weren't married yet. Then after we got married, then we were in KL, I think, because we stayed in KL for about a year, because I was still in the music and acting industry there.
He wanted to come back and do something, just do a business.
So after that, I figured, okay, let's open up something lah. Let's open up a cafe. But she didn't want to open up a cafe because coming from a culinary background, she said there's no life. You won't see the sunrise. You will go before the sunrise and you go back after the sunset.
This from your experience.
And in the kitchen, and then I say, no lah, cafe, I mean, you have to bust your ass off lah, especially,
So we decided to be focused on one product, and we thought back, why not churros? And then we started taking the leap of faith, but it was a very small setup.
We made for friends and families first, like during parties and all that. Live station as try, and then everybody gave their feedback, and then say, I think we are ready lah. You find a name, just start lah.
Okay.
So that was how. But I was still doing music, in and out. And then I decided, I need to get serious in this. I'm loving doing business. It's tiring, but it's so fulfilling. So I decided to
the most important part. So bila baru nak buka kedai, I got pregnant and I cannot smell churros, oil and all that. So he tak ada kitchen background, he had to come in.
Be your senses
He had to do the
He had to do it.
I had to do.
So then after that, he sort of like know how to do everything.
So how was the experience then for you?
It was. I think I was in my mid-20s, 25 years old, and full of energy, and full of fire and hunger. It's something that I've not done before. Sebab sebelum ni showbiz and like stage perform. But this was something that is enlightening lah. And then hari-hari I know ada orang queue, there was a hype and everything like that. So nampak kita motivated lah. So I took on the challenge to learn how to make the dough because she was already pregnant.
Masa tu belum pakai mesin lagi right?
Belum, it's still all manual. So I bought the machine from China, apa benda semua, mesin rosak, tak tahu macam nak guna and everything like that, fryer, tak tahu electrical berapa, load berapa, mentah bro, tak tahu apa-apa langsung, Okay. So I had to learn lah, tanya neighbor yang dah ada kedai macam mana, benda semua, jumpa
churros
orang.
Churros hangus tapi dough tak macam masak-masak.
Dough tak masak. I didn't understand my product yet at that point in time. Kan?
Okay.
So when you do it every day, that's when you there's no way else other than doing it every single day to know and understand what are you exactly doing it. You know,
You
if
learn,
you learn.
You learn.
Yeah, if you don't want to go through that, then don't do business.
Correct, man.
Push.
You know, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to go through that process and suffer and go and get down and dirty, and you think you will just make money overnight and you can just shake your leg and boss people around, then that is the wrong perception and idea of having your own business and becoming an entrepreneur. It's not a glamorous. People over glorify entrepreneurship on TikTok and stuff like that, but it is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
So I went through that whole process and I did a system, because she came up with the recipe and stuff like that, but I came in to systemize things.
Yeah, actually to be honest, it's he takes the credit lah, because like he made the churros that I did 10 years ago much better now. With SOPs, with proper system. For me, it's like just masak sedap, okay dah. Tapi dia ni macam like, no, we have to find a system where people can follow and like systemize everything. So
because
Okay, bila you started doing it, you know, when she was pregnant, you just opened the shop. Dekat mana tu? Is
It's
it
village. It's still
It's village.
It's village.
It's a very small kiosk. It's like half of this room.
Okay, then after that you belajar nak buat, ada hari ada benda kadang-kadang hangus, and then people still queuing, you know. Then people still buying, right? During that time.
Kau pernah pergi?
Tak pernah, bro.
Aku pernah queue.
Aku west side, bro.
Kau west side.
Yeah.
Tapi aku pernah queue.
Kau pernah queue. So you one of them ah.
Yes.
When
Of course.
when there was long time ago.
Long time ago.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, what was the feedback then when, you know, probably it doesn't taste like 100%.
Yeah.
What was the feedback from your
Some
followers?
were very supportive.
Okay.
Some were like, alah, dia ni pakai nama je. Tak pernah lagi, lungkop lah. Alah, you know, celebrity. Senang lah dia ni. Sekejap je, hype je.
Okay,
So maybe from my review and from a customer last time, maybe during that time bila aku beli, it was already maybe somewhat refined or towards the final product. And so for me, I think it's very good.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, for a local made churros, it's very good.
That is coming from a fan. So,
So biased
reality
lah,
point of view, okay, sekiranya lah kau tengah buat, habis ada hari benda tu hangus, you know, people still come. The feedback, what was it from them?
Bro, I tak buka, bro.
Yeah,
tak buka.
Tutup. Do tak jadi, I tutup, bro. I masuk Instagram. Sorry guys. An unforeseen circumstance happened. I have to close the shop. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I think that's
So
quite
this
ethical.
is like
That's ethical.
integrity.
Integrity.
So I wouldn't feel right. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that I'm selling a product which I know is not at its optimal condition. You get what I mean?
Okay.
So why would I want to take your money for a product that I didn't believe in at the point in time?
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So I close and then I rectify there and then try again and then I try again tomorrow. Then the credibility grew from there, you know. Because I documented on my personal Instagram. Instagram belum ada stories, very jinak-jinak and stuff like that, you know. So everything I document, I show them the journey and stuff like that. So people grew together with the brand. So I did. At that point in time, social media was at an infancy stage. But I shared anything and everything. Some people agreed, some people did not agree. Some people say that, kenapa kau share benda-benda yang tak nampak cantik dekat dalam for your business? Cakap, bro, nothing's perfect, man.
Correct.
You know, you want the novelty, you want the story. Show why be embarrassed to show what's not working and what's gonna work. You know, it's not all sunshine every single day. You know, so from there people see, jadi betul lah belajar dia macam mana.
You want to show the process.
You want to show the process. And then people gain the trust. Okay, I'm gonna give Syarifs Chulup another try and stuff like that. So
ada tak orang yang dulu yang datang tapi sampai sekarang pun masih, Syarif, how are you? Remember me? I came here 10 years ago.
Bro, it's 10 years in the business already. Like that point of time, she was what, 16 years old, 15 years old, from school come, and 10 years later she came with a kid, baru ada anak.
Baru macam,
you know, macam I feel so touched, bro.
Touching. Very,
you know,
very touching.
and then you pass it on to the next generation because you love the product, and now I bring my daughter and my kids over to try the product that I once loved. You know, I'm still loving. You know, so it's very, very heartwarming and. You know, it's the support is alhamdulillah lah.
And also the support when you open a second brand, a third brand, they are the same people who support you. And they're like, wow, it's very, very touching.
But I have to say, for this long period of time that you are I wouldn't say you're serving, you are excelling in that business. It's actually very, very good.
Alhamdulillah. No, in Singapore, it's not easy to sustain lah. It's not easy to sustain. Up and down. Open shop, close shop, try this, tak jadi, and everything like that lah.
So the perseverance must be there.
Must
The drive must be there.
The drive, the hunger, and it has to be there. I cannot explain how whatever I went through on a daily basis, but you need to have that tenacity and the perseverance and consistency. Everything works and everything thrives through consistency. That's what I believe in.
Okay, masa tu kau buat, kesusahan, you actually went through together. Don't you think it's also a nikmat to go through that?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And because of that, how has that affect your second and your third brand?
Okay. So when you go through hardship, right, you discover not only why is it causing the hardship, but you discovered what is it about yourself that that caused this. It's not self-inflicting, but you learn more about yourself. Maybe this is a challenge untuk aku.
Jangan buat decision so fast
atau get too excited atau something like that. Or God is just trying to test me, for the next journey of my entrepreneurship. So that has helped me a lot in establishing concept brands and how to execute, what to feel about it, apa niat aku and everything like that,
How to detach yourself from the business.
How to detach
sometimes.
myself. Because I'm too emotionally attached, bro.
Correct.
Orang cakap ni, I am very affected.
Macam staff
leaving, I'm so affected after I give you everything,
Yeah.
tak pernah bayar lambat ni semua and everything like that, but you still leave me, I'm so attached and I get emotionally drained. So when, all these hardships I go through, the next business I run and stuff, I feel very calm.
Yeah.
And stress mesti ada lah kan. Bohong kan kalau tak ada. Kita kadang-kadang triggered apa benda tu semua kan.
Yeah.
But
manage.
I think as I grow older and stuff like that, because I went through quite a dark period of time for 6-7 months through a failure. So I think after that, it brought me to a position where I feel kau nak jadi lah.
Because
You
you've
cannot
already
control lah.
experienced it.
Yes,
Dia
correct.
dah tawakal, dia dah reda.
Correct. So nak jadi dia. Kalau bankrupt lah. I'm still alive. I'm still able-bodied. God give me the kesihatan. My business and my failure does not define who I'm as a person. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Dah macam Batman kan.
Betul lah.
Betul lah.
Yeah,
Batman.
I mean same analogy like kids ah. Your results in your school does not determine who you are as a person.
Yes.
That's what I feel.
Yes.
Ini kalau kita gunakan video ni sebelum election, orang ingat dia bertanding lah siap. Dekat bulan dengan baju putih semua. Yeah. Okay, I want to ask you. Okay. But then why do you enter the dessert punya sector in the F&B? I know that she did that. But why now that you have the opportunity to actually go into hot kitchen, why do you all still stick to dessert doing churros first?
Honestly,
I said whatever it is, I just want, if let's say we do a business, we want to focus on one thing and one thing, be good at it. Because like nak cakap macam tengoklah orang-orang Cina dulu jual centang bertahun-tahun jual centang je. People will just remember this is the one. So I said if you want to open up something else, open up another brand specializing in something.
Oh, ada centang auntie, so ada churros uncle.
People sekarang dia ada
Bedok Camp.
Correct.
Bedok Camp ya.
Yes. Correct. So I said whatever it is, you have to just concentrate on one thing. So macam nak buka grilled cheese ni, grilled cheese sahaja, you know, that kind of thing. So that then you perfect your craft, and people remember you for that. Because right now I think people like to go for niche brands.
So grilled cheese is the latest one, right?
Yeah.
There was an Arab Street one, right?
Yes.
The second one
That was a rebirth.
The second one is bombs and buns.
Bombs and buns.
Yeah, so we specialize in cream puffs and also cinnamon rolls and hot buns.
Okay, jadi apa kasih confidence you? What gives you the confidence? Sorry, aku pun tak boleh saya Melayu English malam ni. Okay, what gives you the confidence to actually open up the second one?
Bahasa Arab boleh? Ni Dubai pun.
Masalahnya Arab aku tak tahu.
Okay, sorry.
So what gives you the confidence to actually open up the second one?
Try.
Alright, selling like cream puffs, or what's the thinking process?
Okay, so the thought process is what's not available in the market and why is it not available? Clear through.
So why not you tell us how many branches of Chulop, how many branches, so we know, so we can extend from there.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Yep.
All right. So Chulop, currently in Singapore, we have 1 outlet.
Okay.
In Malaysia, we have 2 outlets.
Okay.
And then the brand Bombs and Buns has 1 outlet in Joo Chiat. And then this Griller Gang is operating through 1 outlet in Arab Street.
Okay.
Yeah. So what was the question just
The
now,
second,
bro?
how do
I get that, right? Get confidence. So it's all about what's not available in the market and why is it not available. So cream puff, it wasn't available readily. You know, I would call it mid-tier artisanal cream puff. Mid-tier maksudnya it's not using very cheap ingredients, nor is it too artisanal and atas. It's good ingredients used, but at a reasonable cost.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's cheap. I wouldn't say it's expensive. Mid-tier cost. So, and again, I want to use this business model as a specialty business model. All right, where I specialize in one thing, perfect it, and then I monopolize the market. So that is my game. Again, I don't want to be selling everything: English breakfast, desserts, this drink, and stuff like that. So, I want to try to specialize.
Yeah, like cream puff. You have cream puff in bakery, but bakery also specialize in other things. So it might be like macam, you know,
too much variety.
Yeah. So you pick up what is one thing that you know you can do, and then you can diversify in terms of fillings and all that. You know,
actually operationally also I think you save a lot.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Kau nampak entrepreneurnya buat.
Exactly. So you know, traditional way of thinking is always that the more things you sell,
SKUs,
the better your margin is. But it need not necessarily be the only way to earn profit.
Correct.
Like if the more you streamline your SKUs, your ingredients, and scale of economics take place over there, then the more you order, the cheaper it gets and stuff like that. Your margin can be actually more than somebody running a Michelin star restaurant. You know what I mean? The percentage, right? So it's a different game. Even entrepreneurship in F&B, different people got a different perception or different ways to perceive the game.
Correct.
Right? So this is
your
what
model,
we're comfortable
this
with.
is your model.
Yeah, this is my model. This is what I'm comfortable with. I've tried cafe. I failed.
Yeah.
You know, means I know it's not for me. The stress, the load, and you know, the thinking of I need to fill up seats. I need to fill up seats. You know, and how much will one person pay to just sit down there for 2-3 hours with a laptop? You know, these kind of things. You know, maybe I'm not cut out for it. So you know,
maybe it's just us. Like,
yeah,
it's not,
just like
it
kiosk
might work
model.
for people.
Yeah, fast turnover and stuff like that. You know. But mad respect to those I've got fellow entrepreneur friends who run multiple restaurants in Singapore and stuff like that. It's not an easy game, sir.
Yeah.
Especially in Singapore.
In Singapore,
Yeah.
But we can also see a lot of macam stores dealing with only one specific punya ni. For example, nasi lemak.
Yeah.
Nasi padang.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know? And
Okay, now I'll touch on marketing, brand name. Kenapa you have 3 brands and not only you have 1 brand to actually?
It goes back to the idea of this brand specializes in this thing, this brand specializes in this thing, and this brand specializes in this thing. This brand caters to this demographic. This brand, the branding and marketing must reach to this market segment. All right. So then only it's clearer to identify your position in the market.
so what's the company called?
The holding company is called the Syarifs Pte Ltd.
Right. Okay.
So we have Chulop, we have Bombs and Buns. I've got a marketing wing called TS Media. And then we have the Griller Gang side and stuff like that. So each of them has its own demographic, has its own position. If you open Instagram and you go through all my pages, the brand pages, it has all different looks catered to the product, representing the product that we sell and stuff. Yeah. So
that's the way we can hit more people, but like not just with one brand, but different brands hit different.
And then we coexist and build an ecosystem. Right? We have this brand. Hey, my corporate client, do you want this dessert this time and stuff like that? Yeah. So it's an ecosystem that we are trying to build.
Right.
Marketing kita pakai in house, and then we provide our own marketing service to other entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we start so much about the Singapore punya how you actually started your 3 brands. So now on touch on tarik lah balik ke Dubai. Kita dah kat Dubai, kita touch on Dubai pula lah kan. Okay, so you guys been here since Monday. So you guys have been going back and forth to meetings and through the through the grants of IE Singapore lah. So how do you actually found this? How you found this?
So honestly, right, it all started when I tengah cari equipment untuk scale my business for my churros. So dulu kita buat manual. Satu kali 4 kilo, and I was doing it and everything like that. Then I was feeling macam, ni kalau aku nak buat hari-hari masak, I cannot scale
sampai
like
kau
this.
mimpi saya kau gini kilo.
Tangan dia satu besar.
Tangan satu besar dari kiri tau. Dah macam
I think
tennis
this story
player.
kau pernah cakap in
another podcast,
long time ago.
So after that, I felt that I need to look up for a solution for this. Right, so I search, dapat this supplier but in Spain. Alright, and the price is very expensive.
How much are we looking at?
We are looking at about 30 to 40 grand for these 3 sets of equipment.
Tapi mantap
bro. Rolls Royce bro. Datang stainless steel macam kapal terbang punya grade tau. It's serious. Then,
so you did 3 of that in one store?
Correct. So one untuk buat dough, lagi satu fryer dia, lagi satu mesin untuk buat acuan churros dia.
Okay.
Because dulu semua pakai tangan. Alright.
Okay.
So I didn't have the funds. Right, I need to save my funds for my cash flow and stuff like that. And then I decided to look up into Enterprise Singapore. Because I know my government is very good. They help businesses in Singapore.
Aku dah bilang kau, ni kalau sebelum election dah menang dah ni. Tak boleh.
Confirm.
I have confidence in my government, you see. So I looked up, and then I saw this grant called Productivity Innovation I think no, it's PSG Productivity Solutions Grant or something like that. Right? But because my product is very niche, the vendor that I wanted to take is not a pre-approved vendor. So kalau pre-approved, straight away boleh approve-nya. Because they already listed. Because ni dah lah kat Spain tapi tak ada authorized dealer. So what's the legitimacy, right? So I had to write down a 20-page proposal for Enterprise Singapore. I spent about a week plus. I wrote down my problems. I wrote down what I need, and I wrote down if I have this, what I can achieve.
Your problems, how many page? Probably 8 page. Your last page, please help me.
Please, I really want to do
Solution,
this.
please help me.
So after that, I wrote, and Alhamdulillah, of course, we got a lot of back and forth. Then why must take this one? No other suppliers here and stuff like that. And then, but at the end, they granted me 80% of the funds. 80% of the fund. Now only up to 50%. So I was very lucky at that point in time. It was still 80%.
Terus syukur kau.
Syukur lah. That was so
24,000
about that.
That is one job, but then if you have 3.
If I have 3, then I have to multiply lah. So I remember the feeling when it got granted, and then I started to book the thing, the equipment, and then I takut kena tipu. Every day I was texting them and stuff like that. Where's did you receive my money and stuff like that? Okay, have you started and all those? And then the moment it came to the to my store, I was like, wow. And then I had to tweak my recipe a bit. The challenge then it doesn't end then. The solution wasn't that. I had to tweak my recipe to the machine because doing pastries and stuff like that, it's not as okay. This batch kita pakai 10 grams of salt. Okay lah, kalau nak kena buat big batch times 4. No, it doesn't work like that. No. So it was like I had to tweak and stuff like that, and then Alhamdulillah lah. Now, so last time if I make 40 kilo, I take 3 hours. 40 kilo now is about 10 minutes. And I don't need berpeluh-peluh semua buat. So 70 and 75% of the process is automated. And then of course we still need to have some human touch to operate the machines lah. It's not 100% automated.
Mesti lah nak start.
Nak stop, nak tengok macam mana fry.
Sekarang kau buka kedai, the first thing you do kau cium mesin tu dulu.
I told my staff,
sayang.
you have to sayang this machine because it does not only help me, it helps you.
Right.
Sebab diorang pun kadang-kadang mesin kalau ada down sikit apa, diorang rasa juga buat manual and stuff like that. So, but I always tell them, even though the machine does the work, there's a reason why humans still take charge and take control. Use your senses. Sometimes you cannot just rely on the machine. They have their days where they are off and on and stuff like that. So so that's the story of why I now have the confidence to scale the business because of the productivity and innovation that took place 2021. So I applied that grant and I think other businesses should really look into it. Hence, this grant that I took called MRA to try and penetrate outside Singapore. Yeah.
So you actually went online. First is you know of IE Singapore existence through the machine, and after that they actually offer other services. That's where you look at.
Yes, they have a lot of other grants in terms of marketing, in terms of nak aircon pun ada grant, nak beli fridge pun ada grant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sekarang kenapa you use that grant and after that use for Dubai? Why Dubai?
Okay, so this market readiness assistant grant dia ada banyak apa tu nama dia countries.
Yeah.
So and part of my vision is to actually expand in the Middle East. And at that point in time, Saudi belum lagi open the economy, and Dubai was up and coming. So and it's still in up and coming. I mean, it's already a developed market, but there's still opportunities, I believe.
Okay.
So I like. I mean, as a tourist, I don't know lah. I've not stayed here, but as a tourist, I like Dubai lah. Right. So. And I've heard about successful businesses like Chef Akmal, opening up in Dubai. And then recently, Ministry of Rojak also opening up in Dubai. So I say, okay, if these people can do it.
Dua je.
Ada lagi apa? Oh yeah, of course. Who can forget? Urban Desert. I'm talking about F&B.
F&B.
Yeah, F&B. So very relatable kan. Macam apa ni? Macam arwah Uncle Fuad.
Yes,
he's one of the first few to have a cafe and stuff like that. And I'm quite close with his nephew Fatlo, and he always ceritakan. So if these people can really do it, maybe there is a possibility. So it doesn't harm trying. There's no harm trying. It doesn't take a lot of energy or your money, whatever. Just try and see. If jadi lah, kalau tak jadi tak apalah. At least you try. So Dubai, and then I would like to try Saudi. So these are the key countries that Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, Saudi, UAE.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay guys, I have other question with regards to Dubai, tapi I think we have a short break again before we go to our third and final episode. Alright, so stay tuned and come back. Okay.